Hello, friends. Thank you so much for hanging out with us. We are going to have the best time tonight. Welcome to the live Q&A and IMAX screening of the movie Twisters. My name is Naz Perez, and we are coming to you guys live from New York City. But we're actually live in a bunch of IMAX theaters everywhere, like Oklahoma City, Oklahoma. You know it's like loud in that theater. We're live in Canada. Shout out to my friend Paul, who's watching in Century City, and Sam at the Chinese Theater in Hollywood. I mean, it's insane that we're just like live everywhere on IMAX right now. But I was hoping that no matter where you're watching from, that we could all collectively give a rousing applause as I introduce the offensively handsome director and cast of Twisters, starting off with the man himself who studied biology at Yale. Let's give it up for acclaimed director Lee Isaac Chung. Then, of course, there's a man who is an expert in rapping about American history, and he also actually adopted an inflatable cow named Nancy while making this movie. Let's give it up for my favorite human, Anthony Ramos, who plays Javi in Twisters. Then, of course, there's a woman who almost caused a tornado herself when she blew everyone away in a silver Givenchy gown at the Oklahoma premiere of Twisters, the insanely talented and beautiful Daisy Edgar Jones, who plays Kate in the movie, you guys. And last but not least, he's been described as a golden retriever in human form who has a megawatt smile and got his makeup done by John Stamos this morning. Let's give it up for Glenn Powell, who plays Tyler, the Tornado Wrangler in Twisters. Hi, guys. It's so lovely to see you again. I was actually one of the first lucky people to get to talk to the three of you about this film, but that was actually before I had seen the movie. And since that day, there's a question that's been going around on social media that a lot of people have been asking that I've been pondering myself, which is somebody gonna match my freak? And Isaac, I gotta tell you, as a certified summer movie freak, as most of us here watching are, you matched it with this movie. I matched your freak. You matched my freak, Isaac!
You matched the freak.
I mean, the action in this movie is insane. I felt like I was watching Grand Theft Tornado or something. In fact,
that's great. That's great.
Guys, this movie is so fun that the king of summer movies, Tom Cruise, actually went to the London premiere, sat next to Glenn, and Anthony, you text me that he pumped your chest like 4 times, right? Because he was having so much fun while watching the movie.
Tom Cruise was going crazy. Yeah, he was having a blast.
He was going crazy. And Glenn, I know you got to work with Tom, obviously, and you sat next to him at that premiere. And I know next to your bed on your nightstand, you have a book called Icon Wisdom. And every time you get to work with one of your heroes, you actually write down wisdom they've imparted to you. I was curious if you could share with us something Tom told you while working on Top Gun, maybe that you took to heart while working on Twisters, and how full circle that must have been to sit next to him while watching this.
You know, I think the thing that we kind of took onto this movie, at least that what I took from Top Gun Maverick, is it's all about the audience. You know, you think about when you're kind of retreading on ground like Top Gun or Twister, you go back to the original and you go, okay, what's the feeling? Like, it was all about how to make an audience really go on that ride, and I really think we nailed it on this one. It's like a great ride. I can't wait for you guys to experience it.
It truly is such a ride. And I feel like you're following in his footsteps in a way. Like, this has undoubtedly been the summer of Glenn Powell, right, guys? I mean, he's everywhere. Hitman, Twisters, my vision board. No, I'm just kidding. I mean, we could, like, feel the Glennergy. And I know that, that you're both obsessed with movies. I don't know if a lot of you guys know this, but Glenn begged his parents to join a summer movie camp when he was little. And I think I speak for all of us when we say we love how much you love your family. I was curious if your family is in this movie, because I know they made a cameo in Anyone But You.
Yeah, they're in this movie. If you see the rodeo sequence, they're right behind Daisy and me, and they nail it. Really steal the whole scene. It's pretty distracting. But, no, they were great little mascots in Oklahoma while we were making this movie. You know, through all the debris that was being shot at us, they lifted morale.
What was it like being on set with his parents?
Oh, the best. I want to take them on every job. I'm going to steal them from you. They're so great. I mean, it's so lovely having family around. My parents came that day as well.
No way.
And my mom was so excited to come to Oklahoma. She was like, oh. I love that. It was great.
On one day, I could tell Glenn Sr. was watching me, and then he came up and said, "Thank you for being nice to my son." Oh. And that touched me so much when he said
everybody else bullied me. It was just you.
Wait, that's so sweet. I love that you called him the original Glenn too, because I think that's his Instagram. So follow Glenn's dad on Instagram. But truly, it was really fun seeing your inner Texan come out in this character. You guys are going to see Tyler the Tornado Wrangler. He's so cool and crazy. He's like this cowboy scientist YouTuber. I mean, like, what a dating profile. And it's the science part of him that your character, Daisy Kate, really relates to. And what I love about Kate specifically is that in a world where everyone's talking about AI being smarter than like the human and, you know, just the machine being better than humans, here's this girl who can actually track down storms better than the machine can. And I love how much you nerded out just in this movie in general. Daisy's actually in a group chat with a bunch of storm chasers from Oklahoma. Can you tell us more about that? And can you actually predict which direction a tornado would come in?
I personally can't.
Okay.
No, I wouldn't trust me, to be honest. But actually, we're all in a group chat with a lot of storm chasers. We became really good friends with a lot of meteorologists and storm chasers in Oklahoma. A lot of them are in the film as well.
And they're watching right now.
And they're watching.
In Moore, Oklahoma.
Yeah, shout out to all of them.
Sean,
Yeah.
Kevin.
Which is so cool.
Kevin Keller, Sean Waugh, all the storm chasers in Moore, Oklahoma. What's up?
What's up?
Yeah. Hey, if we look, I mean, what's up? That's how we talk.
What's up? What are you
What's
guys-
up?
Yeah, but we're really great friends. And actually, Sean, hello, Sean, took us chasing, which was really, really cool. So Glenn and Brandon and I from the cast went chasing for real. We followed a storm cell all the way to Kansas, and it was very exciting. But we didn't see a tornado, so I have to go back.
You do have to go back because the last time you are the spin master. I don't know if that's what I called you when I first met you. But if you guys don't know, Daisy is a DJ EJ. I was wondering if you got to spin for everyone like on set at all.
Well, yeah, I mean, when you storm chase, you spend a lot of time in cars, honestly. And we spent a lot of this film together in cars in the height of Oklahoma summer. So it was very smelly, which you won't experience when you watch the film, which is great. You won't experience the smell. No, but yeah, I played a lot. I played a lot of music, which was really great. And yeah, sorry about that, guys. Just made you listen to my soundtrack.
You were great. You're fantastic.
I mean, speaking of music, the soundtrack, guys, to this movie is fire. I mean, the album drops on Friday, the same day as the movie does. All-star country lineup. Anthony, you and I were talking. You were telling me the soundtrack's like one of your favorite things ever, and I felt like it really brought the storm chasing scenes to life. Like it was kind of giving Fast and Furious tornado in a way. And as I was watching you guys in these cars driving, you specifically, Anthony, I was like, look at this New York boy going all up in reverse behind the wheel and driving. Anthony, what was it like driving for you in this film, and how did the soundtrack sort of, you know, lend to your experience working on this?
Well, it was scary driving because I only started driving 3 years ago. That's some New York stuff for real, though. Yeah, thank you. Appreciate it.
Let's
That
give
was
it
a
up
big
for
deal for me.
driving. No, I was kidding.
Yeah, right. You know, I was telling Isaac after I saw the film, I said, the Out of Oklahoma sync, that overhead shot of Daisy driving the pickup truck, going on her way home.
Lainey Wilson.
Yeah, the Lainey Wilson track. As soon as you hear that guitar come in while she's driving down the road, it goes from the first verse to the all the way through the first chorus. I was like, bro, that might be one of the best syncs I've ever seen in a movie. It's beautiful. It's gorgeous. And, you know, we see Daisy for the first time back home. And, you know, it was beautiful, man. It was great. But the music was beautifully placed in this whole entire movie, man, for real. And then Salvo el Sol, you know, we had to get a little Latino vibe up in there.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And we, you know, we were shooting. And we got this whole scene where I'm driving as a part of the first chase. And I was like, what if, Isaac's like, what would be a song you'd listen to? And I said, what if you did Salvo el Sol from Don Omar? It's a song about let the sun come out. But think about the irony. I'm chasing a storm. There is no sun. There's no sun anywhere to be found. So, and it was cool. It made it into the movie. And I was super excited about that.
And were you going to say something, Isaac?
Oh, no, yeah. Tony was incredible with that scene and that sequence, just having that music as well, just letting it be part of his character. And we just let the music I wanted that music to be part of the character of the entire film. So just having this country album is exciting. We don't really see this type of album for a movie like this. So shout out to all those artists who contributed.
That's amazing. I love that you put that song in there for the character Javi. And Anthony, as a Latina, I've told you this as your friend too. Like, I love that you're always taking parts of the culture and infusing it in your roles. And I noticed in a car scene, you're eating a snack that kind of feels close to the culture. And I was curious if that was like in the script, Isaac, or if you had anything to do with
He
that.
asked for that one.
Really?
100%. Hot Cheetos, baby. Stop playing. I said, give me the hot Cheetos and Don Omar. Come on, man. You know, I had to do it. I got
It's funny, Props was scrambling for those hot Cheetos as well, and then our sound guy was like, I have some.
But then I met like the like CMO of Frito-Lay. He's like, hey, man, we're so grateful, man. That's so cool that you put the Cheetos in the movie. I was like, great, bro. I'm directing your next commercial, brother.
I love it. Watch the movie Flamin' Hot. That is so good. It's so important to be that all of us are represented on screen. And Isaac, I know that's something that you were no stranger to, seeing as you gifted the world a beautiful film that made a lot of people feel seen. Your semi-autobiographical movie, Minari, which I love.
Thank you. Thanks so much.
And for the few of you that maybe haven't seen it, it's about Isaac's upbringing on a rural farm in Arkansas in the 70s. And Isaac, I was reading about tornadoes in Arkansas, and they average about 39 a year. But as of last week, they've had 44. So they're actually experiencing like the biggest tornado outbreak for the month of July. And as I read that, I thought to myself, what are the odds that the guy that was chosen to tell this story and helm this film to come out at this point in time would be from Arkansas? How did your upbringing inform sort of just every choice you made on set, I guess? And has this been a gnarly experience for you?
Well, yeah, it was really great. I grew up around tornadoes, just right on that Oklahoma border. And the producers of this film, they were really looking for a filmmaker who might come in with that regional knowledge. So it was great when they brought me in to make this film. They just said, you know, make it your own and fill it with that sense of place. So I got to shoot another film in Oklahoma because I shot Minari in Oklahoma. And it was just wonderful to be out there. Yeah, there's been a lot of tornadoes this year. It's been a pretty big outbreak year. And last year was maybe a quieter year, but it still felt like we were really up.
Last year was crazy,
that was
bro.
considered
What?
a quiet year. Yeah, but you know, everyone who grows up around there, they kind of grow up with a deep knowledge of what weather does, and also a deep reverence. It's like a fear mixed in with wonder.
Right.
And it's just an interesting way to grow up, and we tried to fill the film with that kind of spirit.
Well, you totally did. I want to ask you one more question before we get to fan questions, because you talked about fear and wonder. And this film is so stunning, and tornadoes are so mesmerizing yet deadly. They're kind of like emotionally unavailable men in that way. It's so nostalgic. And I remember Glenn saying that you guys shot on film, and you would wreck whole towns and streets. And because it was shot on film, you'd have to get it in like 1 or 2 takes. Which scene in this movie created the biggest tornado in your stomach in terms of pulling it off goes, and that you're most excited for everyone to experience here in IMAX?
All of them were really hard. We wanted to really make it hard because we just felt like if it's hard, if we work hard for it, something good will come. But I think that rodeo sequence that we did, that was really the biggest challenge in many ways. And the way the weather was changing during that, and yeah, we were trying to do that with 1 take.
Before the strike. That was crazy.
Yeah, and the strike happened in between, like us starting that sequence and the strike happened. We had to come back and finish that sequence, so that was a challenge too.
That's crazy. Wow. Okay, I'm going to take a couple fan questions now from people watching right now live, which is very exciting. Miles Duvanel from Kansas City watching at Town Center 20. Hi, Miles. He wants to know, did you guys take anything from set home with you? And if so, what'd you take?
I wear a belt buckle in the movie that says Tornado Wrangler.
It's hard to miss.
It's hard to miss. It's like a hubcap. I took it from set, and I was called immediately and told to return it. So,
Wait, really?
No, I do not have that belt buckle in my possession. But I did take the front of Tyler's truck.
No
and
way.
I have the grill from Tyler's truck, and that is now my dining room table.
Wait, what? You had someone make it into a table? Yeah. That is such a hard flex, Glenn.
So The belt is not with me, but I have.
I don't know which was bigger.
Yeah,
belt
they're
or the
basically the
truck.
same size. Yeah.
That's insane. Okay, Danny Ray from Austin Bob Bullock State History Museum is watching live right now, and they would like to know what was the most difficult day of production and who was it hardest for?
Yeah, well, I kind of talked about the rodeos. I wonder what you guys, if you have anything that.
I mean, I would say the final sequence is hard, and I don't want to say too much because you guys haven't seen it yet. But a lot is thrown at us. I would say, not that there isn't throughout the entire film, but that in particular, like I think we have one scene with the three of us in the middle of the street, and they drop a lot of water on us, and I think that was the feeling of trepidation when they shot the water cannons towards us was amazing, but it's terrifying. That for me was probably the most challenging.
Yeah, I would say the last scene in the movie. We were just soaked all day long. Remember that? They were just in the theater, and like you dry up, and then they like, all right, guys, we're about to roll, and it's like, oh my gosh. they just line you up and just soak you all over again, and then they blow those fans, and then they start hitting you with the rain, and you're just like, oh, y'all having fun torturing us, right? Y'all having a great time. You can see the VFX team. They just look like they're having a blast. But that was probably the toughest scene for sure. But it came out really cool.
It came out insane. I can't wait for you guys to see it on the biggest screen possible, which you all will tonight. I heard you guys told me you got hit with like 2 jet engines. Daisy, you were telling me that every time you try to seriously act, someone would throw like ice cubes in your face.
I know. You think you look cool, and then you step out in front of a fan, and you're like, blah, blah, blah. Like it's like really, really hard to look in any way cool. But anyway, actually, you guys managed it. You look cool.
You guys look so cool.
I wasn't prepared for that fan though. I'm not gonna lie. Like that fan. One of the first times we shot with the big fan, when we had to set the storm par radar out in front of the car, the truck, that was my first time experiencing what it was gonna feel like. And y'all did it like 50% on the rehearsal. So when you did it full out, I'm talking about the door flew open. Genuinely, my body flew with the door, and I hurt myself. And I was like, yo, is this safe? Like, but it was great.
But he survived to tell
me
the
over.
Right. It blew you over?
It blew me over, and it's in the film. You see me literally blown to the ground, and then you kept it in the edit.
It looks so real, Daisy.
So that's a real fall.
That's insane. I want to ask you guys another question from someone watching right now live. Elizabeth from Oklahoma City, Warren Moore,
Nice.
17 Theater wants to know, while filming in Oklahoma, did y'all ever experience a real tornado?
Well, one of the scenes that we were filming, Daisy and a group of people running from a tornado, we had to hurry and get that. We got it, and then we had to go because the storm's coming. And then we found out that storm actually dropped a tornado. So that kind of stuff happened. I think that happened a couple more times, like one when you guys were on the truck.
Mm-hmm. And you chased that one, didn't you?
I chased the one there's one where Tony's driving with David Cornsweet, and the sky looks amazing behind him, and then we had to shut down. And then I said, this one I want to chase. So Kevin Kelleher, there's a little outbreak going on throughout the state, so Kevin Kelleher, who's watching right now, took me on a chase, me and Ben Snow. And that was wonderful. That was really epic.
Wow, and how epic to have Superman in this movie, too. I mean...
David Cornsweet. He's the real deal.
The coolest part is he got Superman while we were on set. So he
my God.
left the Twister set to go do the final test for Superman, and we all got the call, and we have it on camera of us all freaking out as he told us he's Superman.
Wait,
It's
has
awesome.
that been posted anywhere?
I don't think so.
No?
No.
think so.
We'll wait for the Superman release. Tell them that.
It's so good. Well, I gotta just thank you guys so much for taking the time to make this movie. And Isaac, especially you, because tornadoes are like these breathtaking behemoths. They really deserve like the biggest stage possible. It's kind of crazy we don't have more movies to refer to about them. So I'm so excited for people to experience this on the biggest screen possible. I mean, it's so intense, the audio, the visual. It is so intense that a woman at the LA premiere blew out my left ear when Glenn Powell was on the screen in a white t-shirt while it's raining. And I was like, I gotta ask Isaac, did you know what you were doing when you were filming that? And Glenn, I would love to hear from you as well, obviously. It's intense, guys.
I mean, you tell me from your point of view, Isaac.
Honestly, my point of view is I was studying all these movies about, when you have rain in a shot, how beautiful and poetic that looks. And I thought, I'd like this to be poetic and beautiful. And
Nothing more poetic
And
and,
the costume
beautiful
person
than...
said,
I got
"This
a
is
round
what
of
Glenn's
applause,
gonna be."
yo. The theater went crazy.
Yo, I can't hear out of my
And
left
it wasn't
ear.
until I saw the monitor and I saw what we were doing, the rain coming down on him in a white T-shirt, and then, oh, of course. And then I looked at Ashley, our producer, and she's smiling, and I just said, "You're welcome."
Yo,
that.
Isaac, what a mic drop. Glenn, have you been able to experience yourself on a screen this big during that scene and seen how audiences react to it?
Yeah, no, I think watching that with my family was a very specific reaction. I think they were the ones applauding. I think that was them.
No. Everybody
Okay.
was clapping. Everybody was clapping.
Okay, real quick, I'm going to take 2 more questions. Ethan from Indianapolis, Indiana State Museum, White River IMAX wants to know, what kind of storm chasing training or research did you do to prepare for the roles?
What storm chasing experience did we have?
Yeah, what type of research or training did you do to prepare?
All right, we went to the National Weather Center. We shot this in Oklahoma City, in Tornado Alley during tornado season. Daisy was the top student. She came with a highlighted notebook full of weather notes and could answer most of the questions before we even got there. But all the background artists that you see in the movie are also storm chasers, which makes this really, really cool. So we always had amazing people around us to ask questions to make sure all this was like real and authentic. And it was even so authentic that there were days in which we were shooting and great weather would come in and our background actors would just leave because they went to go chase a storm.
What would you do in that case, Isaac?
Oh gosh, this sort of thing was happening all the time. But you know,
Oh man, we're just losing people left and right to storm chasing. No big deal while making a movie.
but really, Daisy was an incredible student. Rick Smith at the National Weather Center gave us this incredible lesson in storm chasing. And then we also had a storm chaser equipped with the camera named Sean Casey, who went out and got all this storm footage for us during that tornado season.
Wow.
And we have it in the film. So some of these storm clouds you see, it's really from him live from last year's storm season. So we tried to keep it real with the storms and honor the signs.
You totally did, because it looks so real. You guys will see when you watch it. Last question is from Sean from Traverse City, Cadillac AMC, Classic Cherry Blossom 14. That is the longest name for a movie theater I've ever read, and that's amazing, Sean, that you're there. Would any of the actors like to join us on a real storm chase from the Renegade Chasers?
Big time.
Yeah!
Yeah.
We'll be back.
Definitely.
100%. Well, I didn't get to go. Look, Daisy,
But you're going out. I saw that you met Sean at the LA premiere, right? And you talked to him about
yes.
going out.
And I talked to him again about an OKC. So we're on, Sean. I know you're watching this. Sean's gonna take me chasing. The Daisy and Glenn got to go with Brandon, and Isaac got to go that day. So unfortunately, I was recording ADR for the movie the day they went, so I couldn't go. So I was bummed about that, but I'm excited. I'm going.
Yeah, don't
be
sleep on
crazy.
Anthony. His 3 years of driving experience.
3 years. I'm
Guys,
driving.
Thank you so much for being here again. Thanks for making this movie. Thank you guys so much for watching and submitting questions. And of course, special thanks to IMAX and Universal Studios for having me. And with that, I'll let you guys sit back, hold on to your seats to enjoy the ride that is this movie, Twisters. And of course, if you run into me after, please tell me how this matched your summer movie, Freak. I'm Naz Perez, and I'll see you guys next time. Thanks for being here, everyone. Enjoy!
Thank you.